If you enjoy movies, comic books, and pop culture, be sure to like and subscribe.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me as always,
Erik Icarus.
Erik!
What's up, man?
You can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, or come check us out at 7679 North Union Boulevard in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we are tuna-less today.
Yeah. Again, back in Gitmo.
You know, he's running his mouth where he should be running his mouth. Okay, that's the long and short of it, kids.
One there.
And you know what? The show must go on, as Erik says.
We don't cancel shows.
He doesn't want to break a streak. He's going for the Iron Man streak now. So we got to keep it up.
Almost 300, right?
Yeah, and Erik's even injured this week.
I am injured.
Yeah, he's even a little injured. So he had every reason to cancel. We're not going to talk about it. They're going to have to know. No, because that's going to be bonus content.
I get that, but we don't need the whole story. But it was my birthday week.
It was. Happy birthday to Erik. 39.
Sure.
29.
Let's go 29.
36.
Let's say 36.
46.
You let us know how old I look.
And look, and how old do I look? All right.
Yeah, it was an interesting week. Not to give too much away, but I went out and I went out with some old friends.
Yeah.
And it was nice. I don't like to be alone on my birthday.
Of course not.
And everybody's got their families together. I do not.
Oh my God.
And it's just one of those pet peeves where some people don't like spending New Year's alone.
Yeah.
I don't like spending Christmas alone. I don't like spending my birthday alone. So sometimes I will. It was almost serendipitous.
Yeah.
When an old friend went out. He was having a housewarming party, and
nice.
I just laid the Mac down. I got game. A lot of people don't think I got game, and
I've not seen the game. I
okay,
can say
you want
that.
me to give it to you?
No. It's just that, and I want to say this is for a good reference. When Erik and I were both single at the same time, Erik did not have game.
I did not.
He did not.
No.
And I've been happily married for 15 years this year.
Yes.
I've been with my wife for 18 years. So it's been a long time since I've had to use game.
Sure.
And I can always tell you, friends of the show, Andy and Tony, these guys are the worst to watch.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
For us?
Yeah, like I used to go out with them just so I could watch them bomb. Because they're like Chandler and Friends.
Oh, sure.
Bada bing, bada boom. Not good. And that's how you used to be. So please, tell me the game.
Well, my thing was initially back when I was younger, I was never looking for it. I was just mean.
Yeah.
I was just a heartless a-hole, just very mean to people. But look, I have never struck out. I was telling you that. I've never struck out, but the thing is, I'm not greedy.
Yeah.
It's only when I'm feeling the vibe. And I'll give you a walkthrough. Okay, so, people out there listening.
I'm going to be the girl, all right?
Okay, sure. So what you want to do is you will scope it out. Can you get 10 minutes to chat with your friends, scope out the room or bar, see who's standing alone or just with their friends. And what you want to do is wait till they're kind of going up to get a drink. Then you go up to get a drink.
Uh-huh.
But we were at a house party.
Oh, okay.
So no real bar per se.
Yeah.
Well, I will say out there, gentlemen and ladies, learn how to make a drink.
I was going to say, you're a bartender.
Learn how to make one drink. And what I will do is...
What's your signature cocktail?
I make a good mule.
You make a good mule, yeah.
Or did I make you my mule?
Yeah. I've had your mule. Somebody still owes me a
mojito?
A mojito for my birthday.
Let's do that.
All right.
But this is how I will break the ice. You're wearing a Captain America t-shirt. If they are wearing... You will... Compliments are key. And they have to be sincere compliments. And your eyes have to be sincere.
Oh, gosh.
So, this is what you're going to do. So, you're wearing a Captain America t-shirt. So, you're kind of whatever, and I'm walking up with my empty drink, and I'll say, oh, I love Captain America.
Oh, man, thank you. This is my favorite hoodie.
Oh, my God. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've seen some like that, but none with a hood.
Oh, well, you got to do
Isn't
what you got to do.
that so cool?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you have, what's your favorite Captain America story?
Just anything that Chris Evans is in, It's,
you like the movies?
Yeah, I love the movies.
That was such an icebreaker for me, because I wasn't really into the comic books until I saw the movies.
Oh.
And then I got into the books.
Oh.
My God. It was like night and day almost. But Chris Evans totally, portrays it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's great.
He's very heartfelt, but he's aggressive when he needs to be, right? When he's drinking.
All right.
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
So
I'm
they'll
drinking
be like,
I'm
just
drinking
say,
a Scotch and Soda.
Scotch and soda. That's a lovely lady drink.
Yeah.
But, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh, let me go make you one.
Yeah.
So I'll go back there and tell, I'll be making same conversation about Captain America, keeping that up in the air.
Yeah.
And then I will say, like, oh, my friend owns a comic book store. And,
REC plug.
I will give him the plug. And that is how you do it. You just sincere eye contact, being very sincere. I think a lot of people fail is with the sincerity, and most people can pick up on that.
Yeah.
When you're just like, I don't think I sounded insincere at all.
No, you didn't. But
I am playing it up a little.
I'm sick to my stomach that you were like, oh, the movies got you into comics.
Of course,
you lying.
You have to.
Is this the game?
There's the game.
I don't know the dating game.
There's the line. Don't lie completely.
Yeah,
don't say you're an astronaut. Yeah. But just say, you can make flubs like that.
I just got off a long day at astronaut college.
Yeah.
So.
But that's how, just like tips out there for you kiddies: eye contact and sincerity. That's how I do it. I'm not going to say it's going to work all the time, but you don't want it to work all the time. You don't want to be one of those dudes or ladies out there picking up people all the time. It's not cool. You're going to get a reputation. Nobody wants that.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
Exactly. But there was an injury due to this.
Okay.
We're just going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that.
What my friend's trying to say here is that love hurts, okay? And it's not for everybody. And be safe out there, kids.
I'm not going to say her name.
Those were Eric's dating tips of the week. Maybe that'll be a recurring segment.
You let me know if it works, because it's worked for me. I have coached people. I hate seeing people down on their luck.
Yeah.
They seem lonely, and I will say, look, you're going up on meat.
Yeah.
And then they get frustrated and mad. Yeah, like that. Very closed off. Then they get mad. Mm-hmm. It's like then they get upset at the person they're trying to pick up. They lash out, and it's like that's not cool.
Here you go, guys. Don't go out crotch first. Okay. I like Eric's tip of noticing something on the
even if it's a bracelet.
Yeah.
You don't want to be gross and being like.
It's a slap bracelet.
Yeah, if it's a slap bracelet, that's an awesome icebreaker right there. Or look at their shoes. They're wearing Converse. Shoes are the easiest.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves shoes, man.
Yeah.
So that's but when you work your way up, that's when it gets harder, because you're gonna look more like a creep.
Yes.
The further you go up. So don't linger and have something sincere to say.
Like, hey girl.
Yeah.
I like your Captain America.
Yes.
What else did you do this week, buddy?
I just worked, man. It was insane, dude. It's just been a week, man.
Yeah.
I heard you had a funny thing. Someone coming in here.
Oh my gosh,
on the floor,
dude. So guys, I try to be nice.
He's an awesome host.
I try to be. I had a customer in this week, and I say customer loosely because the guy didn't buy anything, and you'll see why I'm frustrated. I don't care. You come in, you look, we chat, it's good. This dude has his dog. Okay, I've let people in with their animals before, and I keep a wary eye on him, and everybody's been pretty cool except this week. This guy came in. His dog is definitely showing signs I have to use the bathroom, so he takes the dog out. Okay, comes back in, tracks in all the snow, whatever. It's fine. And I see him, he's talking, he's asking me, and he has a very specific taste, and he wants books that I just don't have. And
manga?
No. I wish it was something as easy as that. I could sick him on Carlos, but he's just asking for obscure things, like Dark Horse stuff that I didn't know. And right. And then he leaves. Then I'm sitting there, and man, I'm smelling something. And right in front of the counter here, his dog had crapped into my store. And not only did he do that, the guy stepped in it and left. So it was like poop, little poop, and oh man, I went out there and I was upset. Now it had been well more than 5-10
But
minutes.
he could still be lingering.
He could still be walking his dog around.
Yes.
And man, the guy came in, took a hot steamy one, and then left.
The dog took a hot
dog,
yeah. If it was him, I think there'd be more of an issue here.
Dude, oh my God. I was so frustrated. So I'm probably going to have to do no animals. I'm still furious, so I'm probably going to do no animals.
You can't let one person mess up.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, honestly, like, was that like the worst customer interaction you've ever had? Working here at the other place?
When I used to work at Heroes, the worst customer interaction I ever had, and let me be clear, I did what I could when I worked there, but that was my second job, and that was my I don't put up with any crap at this job.
Yes.
And so we were in the mall,
right?
And this guy, like, I'm bagging comics for back issues, and this guy like puts his elbow on the comics that I'm bagging and leans in. He's like, "Can I see what that book is up there?" And I was like, "Yeah, could you not lean on the comics?" He's like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Yeah, man, you put all your weight on the comics. Like, please don't do that." And he goes, "I see why this place is empty." And he walked out. Oh! And I was just like, and his son was there, and his son was looking at me. And I was like, "What the fuck?" I dropped a hard F there.
Yeah.
And
you're like in the moment, right?
Yeah, I was so. I got put back.
Yeah.
And for the most part, comic book customer, I've only that, and then I had one early.
The dog poo guy.
Yeah, and I had one early when I opened that ended in a big sale, so it was all good.
Sure.
I have the best customers in the world, especially my regulars, and but yeah, it is. It is not. It's not cool. Like if you don't, I understand if you don't know comic book etiquette. But you got to know you can't lean on somebody's product.
There you go.
What if it was food? What if it was anything breakable? And I mean, totally, full elbow.
And then not even apologizing.
Dude,
and acting like
I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Indignant. Oh, good word. Good word.
Please do it. Okay, well, bye.
Yeah. I'll see you.
Did you follow him out?
No, it's not my shop. Like I said, I don't care.
Right.
But yeah, I was just like. Oh, I was irritated as heck, and when I told Carlos about it, he's like, "Yeah, you should have said something." It's like, well, what would you like me to say? This is your shop.
Yeah, there you go.
I will say, yes, I will say what you want me to say because I don't want anybody speaking out of turn.
Right? No, of course not.
You're talking about boy all wrong. You're using the wrong tone. All right.
It's crazy, like seeing like the type of people who collect comic books now. It's gotten younger.
Oh yeah.
When we were youngins, it's definitely more like it was the stereotypical comic book guy look.
Yeah. Yes.
Now it's all walks of life like read comic books. It's insane where the scene has gone, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I think it's allowed you to have this place. Because if we tried this, like 15 years ago, I don't know. Still niche. Very niche. Right?
I wouldn't have
if you were working in a comic book store.
I wouldn't have had the discipline.
Fair enough.
Like there's discipline. I'm still making mistakes. I'm still learning, and but there definitely comes with like a structure, and a lot of the stuff I learned from my other job. I did learn a lot of life skills that helped me here from theater.
From Heroes.
Yeah. From the theater. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I actually know more about the theater than Heroes. Carlos, we didn't talk business very often.
Fair enough. But what do you mean by like the theater? How you like the regimen or like?
Yeah. Just like these things have to be done on these days. Placing orders is very similar to how I place orders for food. Is how I place orders for comics. Very and like just getting that.
Be on time. Be good with your vendors.
You want to run out of things that are perishable, aka number ones, especially Marvel number ones. And but I like what you said about like I get collectors from all walks of life in the store. Right. And I mean, as young kids who are getting into gargoyles or Darkwing Duck, to old guys saying that my dollar bins have the best stuff in the whole store.
I've heard that a couple times at my job.
Yes.
It's funny because like I do work with a couple people who shop here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
so they love this place and they come in all the time. So
and I've got.
I'd say their names, but I don't know.
You're cool.
If you see me at work and you want me to next time, I'll shout you out. Just let me know if it's cool.
But to your point, like we just had this new Tim Drake Robin come out, and I mean, check out that cover. Tim Drake and his.
Who is that?
I don't know the guy's name, but that's his love interest. They recently made Tim Drake bisexual.
Okay.
Instead of giving us a new Damien being like 13, 14, discovering things.
Yeah, that would make more
living
sense.
In a sheltered world, like
that would make a lot more sense, dude.
And people love Damien, and you could do it with that character
because he's still kind of fresh.
Yes,
as opposed to like
to a guy
Tim Drake doing the Bobby Drake turn.
He's got 30 years of yes, exactly.
Yeah, what's up with the Drakes?
It came out interesting.
Yeah,
that may bear some.
Yeah, people don't know Iceman Bobby Drake made this drastic turn in the Marvel continuity, and he was the ladies' man.
He was the ladies' man,
right?
Yeah, but they kind of marked that up to like of the time.
He had to hide it.
He had to hide it. This and that.
How did he manage to hide that? Were they saying is Bobby bisexual or is he full on?
I think he's full on homosexual.
Well, then that doesn't make.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and that was a young Bobby Drake from the '60s. So we'll it was the go-go '60s.
It was the go-go '60s. Right? To your point, whatever. I think it would have made a lot more sense with Damian Wayne.
Yeah,
I'd have been more happy about it. Then I guess Clark's son and Damian Wayne could have been palling around,
being
each other's wingman. They'd have been like Apollo and Midnighter.
When you were young and buying comics, what was your favorite? Where was your favorite place to go, even if they don't exist anymore?
Heroes.
Yeah. Your dad. Yeah.
My dad was Heroes and Dragons through and through. We would go see them when they were at the Mall South. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they moved to
the North Mall, Chapel
North Mall, and then to the glass building.
Yes. Yeah. Like Heroes is a place locally in town.
Yeah.
You guys check them out, especially if you like manga and board games and stuff.
Yeah.
I bought my first comic from Ed's Cards and Comics.
He's the OG.
He's the OG.
He's the OG around here.
Before I opened my show, I went and I paid homage. Man,
I kissed the ring.
Yeah, I went up there and I said, "Hey, man, I just want to let you know I'm opening a store up north. I shouldn't really affect any of your business, but I told him, I was like, I bought my first comic here.
Right.
I was like, and I asked him, I was like, do you still love it? And Ed has a reputation of being a little, I would say, salty.
Short.
And I asked him, and he said, yeah, I love it. And I was like, see, you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life.
That's very true. Obviously, you're putting in the work here.
Yes, you got to. You got to.
Even just being around it when I'm around, I've seen a lot of people come in and ask you for advice, too.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world. Do you ever think you'd be in that situation where people are like...
No, I should put taps in behind because
you're like a bartender.
I'm giving out advice, and I should be, I should make some money with it too.
Yes.
It's a great career change for my mental health.
Yep.
It's stressful as all get out, but it's everything that I can handle.
I think it's seen your highest highs here, man. You're very into this. This is your life.
I love it, man.
You love it.
I get to be with comics.
And, I think that's why sometimes when it hits harder for you, and it's just great to see you, push through it.
Yeah, man.
I love seeing you push through.
Thank you.
And it's great to see this, I remember when this was a germ.
Yeah.
This idea was like a germ. This is almost like an anniversary episode. We're just going to keep going with it. I remember, you telling me about this, you always had an idea for this about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It was always the idea of Roman opening a comic book store.
I was going to retire and
this
open
was
going
to be his thing, when we were, a lot older. And then I would say about right before we started the podcast, he was like, hey, this is getting a little more serious. I might do this sooner than later, maybe in 10 years. And then 3 years, I'd say about 2 years later, it just happened.
Well, COVID happened.
It was COVID, yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy that I saw, a lot of people make their biggest changes in lives during COVID. It was sort of like an opportunity for people to go, hey, I can make some changes. I can actually follow my dream.
Yeah. I had to get out the gigolo game, You
did, yeah.
It was, I had lost my hair. I was no longer what people were looking for.
Right.
I thought I'd start slinging comics,
Well, it was because you were always into it, but what got you back into it?
Oh, your dad got me back into comics,
Do you remember the book?
It was Marvel Universe The End.
Ooh.
Yeah, Thanos.
Yes.
It started this character arc of Thanos where he wasn't all bad, wasn't all anything, just
he was kind of the MCU Thanos.
But pre-MCU, what I mean?
But having that same kind of attitude where he's not necessarily evil.
Yeah.
He's kind of being altruistic.
You saw pieces of that early on. There was a great book where Thor comes down with Warrior's Madness.
Yeah.
And he's tearing through the cosmos, and Thanos it stops him.
Yes.
So he's we got to take him back to Odin.
Yep.
And he's taking him, and all Odin sees
is
Thanos holding his son.
Yeah.
And all the war breaks out.
Yep.
But Thanos did not want to go to war with Odin.
God no.
And
vice versa. But
yes.
Odin had no choice at that point.
Yeah. You see your son in the Mad Titan's arms.
Yeah.
Either they're loving or they've been fighting. and not my house.
Yeah.
Not in the house of Odin. All right.
Odin not very progressive.
No. He's from an older time.
That was an awesome book to get back in. Is that kind of it was this, and then what happened?
And then I was just okay, I'm gonna start picking up some stuff again, seeing what's what. And then your dad got me into the Ultimate Universe,
there it
and
is.
then Ultimate Spider-Man is the first 80 issues, except for the Venom story and the Carnage story, are it's my favorite Spider-Man stuff.
Really?
Yeah. They do a really good job of keeping him young. Making it really
high school aesthetic,
making it really relevant at the time,
right.
And it was just a great journey. And then the collector in me kicked up, and I started finding other stories, and then Batman Hush, because I think that was in 2004,
Identity Crisis too.
3 maybe. Yeah, Identity Crisis.
That's what got me kind of back into it, was Identity Crisis.
Yeah, just a lot of really cool stuff, and we have a lot of cool stuff going on now. Like, we are in a comic book lull, but there's a lot of where we're seeing less darts in film.
Right.
We're seeing a lot more
in the books.
In
I feel like it wax and wanes like that.
It does. You know, people start. You're giving them. With Ant-Man Quantumania, you're giving them the same thing that we've kind of already seen with a twist, but not like a twist that we're excited about.
Right.
Yeah, it's a late M. Night Shyamalan twist, not an early one. Okay. And there's a lot of good stuff that's out there to offer. I'm excited to peddle these funny books.
Well, that book you brought up to me, I want to read.
Yeah, Blue Book came out this past week from James Tynion, and Where Monsters Lie, which I'm drawing a blank on who wrote it.
I can go get it.
But it's from Dark Horse, Where Monsters Lie. Very interesting book. I'll just tell you, it's about serial killer relocation. All right, and this is from Kyle Starks. And it is an interesting tale. I don't want to spoil it for you, but serial killer relocation is where that book lies. And then
I think that's got so many cool opportunities. Too,
yes,
man.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be a series or a long series. It just has to be 4 or 6 issues. It doesn't say where it's going to, but I would imagine it's 6.
I think that and then this is the other one he was telling me about. It's about alien abduction. Come on,
Eric
man.
is obsessed with aliens.
Damn.
And James Tynion wrote this, Something's Killing Children, House of Slaughter, all that great Batman stuff he was doing. So, couple things maybe to put on your watch list there.
I think that's awesome. I was going to, getting into, that. I could see Where Monsters Lie being, the new Netflix thing.
That's what all of these indie books are trying to be.
Do you think that... Okay, that was my question.
They're all storyboarded, you could say, hey, this is what we want to make. That's why comic books, that's why all those properties being made into things is because, you come up with an idea, then you've got to storyboard it, you've got to do all... It's like, no, just do this.
Right.
We do this,
in a
perfect world.
Well, I also think it could suffer from Watchmen syndrome.
Yeah.
Where it's too perfect.
Yeah.
Aside from the ending, some of those were legitimately just panels.
Oh gosh.
And it looked beautiful, but at the same time, it's I kind of want it's the movie.
Not me. I was fully torqued for that one. It was all good.
Controversial theory. I think the ending in the movie's better.
I do too.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Makes way more sense. All that Black Freighter stuff you don't get lost in.
Right.
I
get the point of the Black Freighter in the book, but have you ever seen the Watchmen director cut where they insert the Black Freighter story in there? Mm-hmm. Didn't need it.
No, and that's how it felt in the comics too.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I kind of dug it a little. It was a little overused.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that's great. But to the point of Where Monsters Lie, I think that could just be. I think everyone, like you said, is a spec buy.
Yeah.
As far as this is going to be the next Invincible.
Yeah.
Or The Boys.
Yeah.
Which I kind of always had a feeling The Boys was going to be a movie. I thought it was going to be a movie.
Yeah.
Works better as a show.
Way better.
And another controversial take, which I don't think I'm alone in this.
Yeah.
The show is better than the book.
Yeah.
Way better.
It is. It's playing the notes, but it's playing it's cover.
Yeah.
And it's doing a very good job.
Yeah, big time, man.
Well, kids, on a short news week, that is our show. We really wanted to just get some shop conversation. That is our plan, to bring Shop Talk to you.
Oh, yeah, that was the old logo.
If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button and then click that bell so you know when we have new shows coming up and when they show up. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us?
It's just sometimes teeth hurt, man.
They do. The teeth of life. They'll gnash you up.
They'll gnash you up, and just be careful out there.
All right, kids.
Wandering roommates.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Erik Icarus.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.